Alright, welcome to Death by Dragons. Here we are, live, in real people. Awkward co-host way from Richard there. I am here at the Celestial Forge in Kiddiminster, the primary gaming venue. Here we are. So, Richard's the boss of Celestial Forge. I am nobody. Today we are doing Kings of War, 2,000 points, Elves versus... The Herd. UK #1 Herd player, right here, currently ranked. Apparently, he is the greatest. I am not quite the greatest elf player, by quite a long margin. Not that I'm trying to preempt the outcome of this battle.
You're probably the best elf player currently in this ring.
Compared to you. Do you play elves?
No.
No. Well, there you go then. Alright, so we're going to run through the army list, we're going to do deployment, we're going to get rolling some dice. Let's go! Army lists!
Okay, so these are my elves. This is the same list that I took to the Coming Storm tournament. So here we go. We have 2 regiments of Palace Guard. One of them has the Dwarven Ale, because 10 points. A horde of Tall Spears with Sharpness. I know most people take Strength on Tall Spears. However, I wanted Strength with Draken Riders, and I think Sharpness is super because it means they aren't hindered. They're always hitting on 4s even if they're hindered, so hitting on 3 is pretty strong with 30 attacks. So a horde of Draken Riders with Brute Strength, and then 2 hordes of Chariots. So I have forgone the traditional archers because boring, and gone for chariots because slightly less boring, maybe. An ASB with a loot. The Green Lady bringing together the formation, which is the Honor Guard of the Green Lady, giving the Tall Spears and the Palace Guard regen 5+. And lastly, a Mystical Dragon Kindred Lord with Blizzard, which never works for me. So let's see how we do in this game. So in total, I've got what? 2, 4, 7, 9, 10, 16 unit strength, which isn't bad for elves, could be better. Anyway, let's go on to the herd list. So this is Richard's herd. He has 2 troops of Beast Pack, a horde of Lycans with Brewer's Strength, 1 horde of Giant Eagles, 2 hordes of Chariots, same as me, so double Chariots on both sides, a Stampede with Chalice of Wrath. I have Fury, I want to say, yeah, Fury. 1 Great Totem, so that's the Advanced Deployment unit, which gives Rally 2. A Centaur Chief with a Bow and Blade of Slashing, so it's 1 Inspirer. And then a Shaman with Heal 5, Shroud of the Saint making it up to Heal 8. Mounted, so he comes with a natural Bane Chant 3. And lastly, an Avatar of the Father with Fly and Speed 10. That's Richard's herd list. So before we go back to the battlefield, let's show you the battlefield. So this is how we looked. So we have a height 2 hill right in the middle. We have 2 height 4 forests. And then we have a selection of buildings, all height 4. 3 height 1 walls, obstacles, and a little field, which is height 0. So that's the battlefield. Okay then, so let's check out the scenario.
Okay, so we rolled Pillage. Pillage is D3 plus how many tokens?
4. D3 plus 4.
D3 plus 4 tokens. So we have over here, there's 3 tokens each. So from left, there's a token over here next to this building. There is one on the hill. There is one kind of nearly central. There is one down here on this little field and a wall. There is one over here, and there's one over there. It's almost as if we're playing 2 really movement-heavy flying armies. So that is the battlefield layout, and now we will deploy. Alrighty, so deployment is done. So Richard, can you talk me through your units?
Brewer Strength, Lycans.
Yep.
Beast Pack.
Yep.
Fighty Centaur with Blade of Slashing. I think that's his one reroll. Furied Stampede.
Shut up.
Chariots. Herdy Stone. Got a Shaman back there with the +3 heal.
That's plus Rally 2, is it, for anyone?
Yeah, Rally 2, Inspiring. Another beast pack, birdie birds, and the avatar.
Okay. Nasty herd.
Hurdy, hurdy.
So my deployment, I have got chariots with nothing. There is a mystical dragon lord with blizzard. We have got the Green Lady formation, so that's 2 palace guards. These ones have headstrong. There's the Green Lady. We have got a standard bearer with a loot, second chariots, Brute Strength Dracons. That is my deployment. Let's go turn 1. I have run the roll. I have won the roll, and we'll go first.
Okay, so in typical normal first turn fashion, not a lot happens. So Dracon's moved up here, just outside charge range of the Lycans, so it's speed 9. Both chariot regiments move forward to be just within shooting range of various targets. So on the left hand side, the shooting range, not charge range. So moving the shooting on the left hand side within the stampede, and the right hand side basically the avatar, because it's the only thing I can realistically see. These 3 units just moved up to slightly outside the charge range of the chariots, and the Dragon Lord hopped over here to be able to try and snipe with Blizzard onto his wizard, which you can just see poking out behind the herdstone. That's my first turn movement. Not very exciting.
Cool. So we have got chariots. They've moved. They're going to shoot your beast pack. So it's 16 attacks because they're shit chariots. On 5s because I've moved. 5s and let's do a Bane Chant first. So Bane Chant from the dude. Failed, dickhead. 16 on 5s and then 3s. With elite.
Defense 4, say.
3 1s. Did you see my elites? 3 1s.
Yeah. Defense 4 with no bay chance, so.
Oh, I thought they were defense 3, huh?
4.
What?
It should be 5.
Should be 5.
Stampeder.
4 hits on 4s. 2 wins. Shall I do it for you?
Yeah.
These ones? Red ones.
Ready, dice.
2 wins.
That's it, isn't it? My turn.
We're going to blizz your whiz.
Blizz the Whiz.
Going to blizz your whiz. On.
Oh.
Everyone keeps telling me Blizzard is so overpowered.
Yeah.
Adam Padley, Blizzard is so overpowered. Fuck you. In a friendly way.
Look, Blizzard's fine if you just don't roll like shit.
Okay, these chariots going to shoot Barakalama.
No, he's not Barakalama.
He's not Barakalama.
Barakalama's over there.
Is that racist?
No. He's a llama.
Who's he then?
Him.
Avatar of the dude.
Yeah, Avatar of the Father. He's technically
Doesn't have a cool name.
Samville L. Jackson.
Samville L. Jackson is still racist. Okay, on 5s. And then 5s?
5s and 5s, yeah.
Yeah. With elite. That's better. How many hits? 5 and 1. 2 wounds.
2 wounds.
Yeah. That's all my shooting because I'm not a proper elf list. Let's do nerve on these guys. Oh, they dash billion or something.
Yeah, dash a billion. He's untouchable and iron resolve, so he goes to 1 wound.
Fuck my life. Alright, just to note, this game's sponsored by Actual Bear. What?
Woof. Woofy. What's he doing, bird? Hey?
You need to clean your windows.
I certainly do. Got a big giant fucking dog that slobbers at him every day.
So Richard's turn 1. This is his movement. So he moved his Lycans and his Beast Pack up on the left here, and this was a silly mistake from me, because if you look at this line of sight here, that's kind of roughly my arc. I basically can't see them with my chariots, so I could have offered a nice defense for my Dragons here, but didn't position them very well, so he exploited that pretty well. So he's put the Beast Pack, jumped it over the front of the Lycans, so basically I can't charge anything useful with my Dracons. The only charge he's offered me is the Beast Pack. There. The Stampede moved up here, just outside of charge range of the Chariots. These chariot units just turned. He was going to move them up, but decided he'd rather just turn and shoot from there at the dragon. I think at the dragon, possibly. The left one can't because of the Hearthstone. There you go. I think that's right. He positioned them there so that I couldn't kind of jump my dragon 20 and put them in a position between them or on the right hand side of them. Then this beast pack did the same thing on the right hand side, so jumped in front of my chariots, followed up by the avatar, and then the birds kind of moved here and turned. So again, bad positioning for me. So the dragon, you see I've turned it? I didn't need to turn it that far. I could have had it with a little bit more flank. So basically I've now lost the ability to offer a challenge on this right hand side. So this chariot unit on the right is totally unprotected. So that's his first turn movement, which is pretty good, and capitalise on a couple of mistakes I've made.
All right. So some what's it called? Rolling dice.
Yeah, the pain begins. So Bane Chant, 3 dice on these. Oh, look at that.
1.
They don't care.
Welcome to my world.
I've moved, so hitting on 6s against Big Boy. Perfectly average.
Much like my life.
2 wounds. I'll take that.
That's not the damage dice out now. Please bear with me.
Other unit chariots at the Palace Guard. Have moved 6s. Slight blame, doesn't matter. 1 wound.
This is quite hard to do when you're holding a camera, as it turns out.
Certainly is.
Alright.
That's me done.
Nerve checks?
What's his nerve? Oh, he's not immune.
17, 19. You can still waver him. No, you can't, obviously. 15, 17. 12. Nothing. Turn 2.
Turn 2.
Turn the dice.
Okay, so my turn 2. So having made a few mistakes, I was kind of in a little bit of defensive mode. So the first thing I did was to refuse the beast pack attack on the left hand side. Now, thinking about it now, would I have done that? Well, it depends whether the Lycans could have knocked my dragons off in one go. They might have been able to, but actually just committing didn't feel very good. So instead I hopped them behind this building and turned them so that they could threaten the flanks of everything else in his army, which seemed okay. But that did mean I was going to sacrifice my chariots, because basically they were just going to get flanked by Lycans. Both Lycans and Beast Pack are nimble. There's not a lot I could do about that. And I did want to take some damage. And also, well, thinking about it, could I have turned them so that they would have had to take a hindered charge? They don't have Strider like the Stampede does. But I wanted to offer some threat. Yeah, probably shouldn't have done, but there you go, did. So, moved them up, offered their flank to the Lycans. Yeah, well, there you go. Not the wisest of moves, but that's what I did. So I didn't want to leave the flank of the Palace Guard exposed, knowing the Stampede was coming in. These guys then move forward, so the Palace Guard on the left moved slightly further forward than the tall spears. Now, I'd like to pretend that was clever positioning. It was actually accidental, but hey, you know what? It works out okay, because it means that his Beast Pack and his chariots can't double charge my tall spears next turn, because they're the big nerve unit. I also could have put the Green Lady up in front of something to stop them being charged next turn. So if I had flown the Green Lady over, it would have been smart right in front of the Stampede. That would have offered quite a nice blocker. There you go, 20/20 hindsight. These guys I moved over, so I didn't want the Eagles to come in and flank my units, so I moved them, but I also wanted them to be out of charge range of the Father. So there was a bit of a Avatar of the Father, so there was a bit of careful manoeuvring, and we'll see whether that worked in the video that's coming up. I also didn't want to take a charge from the dragon, and there wasn't a lot I could do. However, I realised that his herd stone is height 4. Now, putting my dragon on the hill makes it height 7, so it can still be seen. But by putting it here, it can't be charged next turn, so it's out of the line of sight of the right-hand chariots, and the left-hand chariots can't see. Now, they can see, but they can't charge. So they can see him, but they can't charge him, because they can't get around that herd stone. So that's pretty good. And then these chariots, again, unfortunately, I've left them out on their own. You know, I really probably should have deployed them together like I usually do. There you go. So I took that charge into the Beast Pack. And that was my turn 2 movement.
We good?
Yep.
Right, so, this is a shambles, but let's do what we can. So we're going to shoot the Beast Pack. No, we're not. We're going to Bane Chant first. Okay, so we're going to bench on the chariots. Come on, you definitely can do it this time. You need to think about your life, mate. Seriously. All right.
So shooting the stampede.
Stampede on 5s. With 1 elite. Just the 1. So take off them failures.
Keep going, keep going.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Yeah. No, I don't will. I don't think I will. I think I will. So that's 6 hits.
4s.
1, 2, 3, 4 wounds. Takes them up to 6. Which means they are now killable. Definitely going to happen. Watch my nerve roll. Okay, these guys have charged. There's no shooting, no shooting. So let's do the nerve on the stampede. What are they? Dash 18? You look it up.
I'm looking it up.
The number 1 herd player in the UK as of now. Possibly Richard Miles, we're not sure. I haven't bothered checking.
It's not going to be me. But either way, I always remember that old nerve, because that old nerve was so
It's
good.
cool. We're not filming or anything, so you know.
Yeah, it's fine.
We have our own list. Well,
1820.
1820. So I could have wavered them last turn. You didn't let me roll. You're a cheat. All right. Oh, it's a 10.
Yeah, they're fine.
They're fine. It's close. Okay. All right then. So we have got some combat. He moved more than that. Yeah. Sorry. Combat here. Chariots into the front of a pointless chaff unit. 16 on 4 and 2. Here we go. All right. Take out the 3s and 2s. That's a lot. And 2s. Two, 4, 6.
6 wounds, then 9, 11.
Again?
Yep.
Oh, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Wavered.
Wavered. Wavered.
Wavered. Here you go.
Well, now we know we're there. But that combat ain't happening now.
Yeah.
You bounce an inch.
Yep. All right.
Aye.
End of my turn 2.
Alright, so Richard's turn 2. This is when it all starts to go a little bit... So the beast pack moves down here, because they're not really needed in the combat and they can just sit on an objective. Which allows his Lycans and the melee hero to flank my chariots, which is as painful as you might imagine. Then, in the middle, his stampede went into the tall spears. Now they're a heavy unit, but they're unlikely to knock them off in one turn. And that's when I could have, blocking with the Green Lady would have been smart, but there you go. And then these chariots chose to go into the left-hand palace guard, and these chariots went into the right-hand palace guard. Now you will notice that my positioning wasn't as good as I thought it was. Now we'll talk about it again in the video a little bit, but suffice to say that when you shift units around, always recheck charge arcs, because the avatar went in for a lovely flank. Not what I was planning. So I wanted them to block the flank of the tall spears, which they did. However, as you can see, not good. And over here, so my chariot unit is wider than his wavered beast pack, so the birds could still come in on this left-hand side and do a front attack on these chariots on the right-hand side. So there you go. Now the chariots are 16, 18. And they've got 18 attacks on 4s, and I think they've got Thunderous 1, something like that. Anyway, so we will see whether they can knock the chariots off. So that's Richard's movement in summary.
All right, it's all kicking off now. So
Heal the stampede.
What? Is that all of them?
2, right? Fuck your life twice.
Ah!
It's as if nothing ever happened to them. Right, no more shooting. They're in combat, they're in combat, they're in combat. Combat.
Okay, so let's talk about, because over here we had is it right to left?
Oh yeah.
So, really interesting because he had an avatar here, but I'd moved the elves up last turn and measured his charge arc, but then we fiddled with the movement and I didn't check again. Turns out I left them with a flank. So the avatars come over to flank this unit of Palace Guard. But over here, the beast pack, which is wavered.
Yep, I could have nimbled them back
Yep.
and turned them. I could just retreat them. But we decided if I did anything else with them, the Eagles get flank charged.
Exactly, as long as you don't pop my chariots in one roll, which if you roll like you did just now...
No, 2 right.
I'm
Chariots
going to
are
go
front,
in
mate.
one.
So we'll go with the Eagles.
Yep.
It's always the tricky ones, hitting on 4s. You never know which way this one's going to go.
Quite well. What? Have you been heating these dice in the oven again? Is it 2s now?
It is 2s.
I don't like you, just so you know.
Look at that.
How many is that? 2, 4.
4, 6, 8, 10, 12.
12 damage on the chariots. Do I even bother putting it out? Right, they are a 16, 18.
That's them gone.
Bollocks. Just take them damage dice away. This is a valuable lesson about inspiring.
To be fair, they were probably gone even with that dice. So we've got the Avatar in the flank. So 18 attacks, hitting on 3s with Elite.
It's going to be one of them short battles.
Hopefully. But we'll
Hopefully. Do you not enjoy my company?
I enjoy winning more.
No.
2s.
Are you George O'Connell?
Oh, I missed with 3. My fucking
How many is
dice.
that? 2, 4, 6, 11.
Yeah.
It's 11 there, or 15, 17, so you need your chariots.
Hitting on 3s.
What are you
Winging on 2s. It's a waste anyway. They're dead. This is my bad luck, you see.
Double ones.
I'm getting all my good rolls.
Double
I'll
ones twice.
count those up in a minute. Just
Oh, Mother Hubbard! Let's just take a close-up on the double one. 10 million damage.
so it's another 14 on top of the
So they've
Avatar.
got 29 damage and a double one. Best rule in the game, just about to say. Let's just bounce back, please. Just bounce, thank you. And this chap as well. There we go. That's good. That's good.
See? All the damage dice makes no difference if you double one it.
Wow.
I'd have rather have rolled average, killed them anyway.
Yeah. All right.
So just remember the wins because of all the healing you
Yeah,
get.
it's double one. Well, 29. 29.
Yeah.
Right. And he's only got a heal 8. That's all I've got.
Yeah, so they're probably...
And there's going to be a lot more damage over here because we've got a stampede into the tall spears, another chariot into the other palace guard, and oh boy, we've got werewolves flanking these ones. So it is Crunch City.
Stampede into the front of your big boys.
30 on 4s
30 on 4s.
and 3s. Stampedes, stupid unit. Such a gracious loser. On 4s, please. Take them 3s. Thank you very much. That's still a lot.
Yeah, obviously I could have been on 2s if I'd have Bane chanted them, but the heal I thought might have been more useful. We'll
It's a
see.
good deal. It's a good deal. 3s. All right, it's a good number. 2.
Not good enough. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9.
That is a 6 and...
Double 6 to waver.
Okay.
Nope.
Nope. So that's where my heal's going next turn.
Chariots. 3s and 2s. Two, 4, 6, 8, 10.
Yep. And again.
It's a 3.
And this is another lesson in the value of inspiring.
Yes.
6 and a 4. Okay.
First batch of the.
It's still not looking good, to be fair. You shouldn't be feeling that despairing. I'm in absolute pickle.
No, but that should be dead. Those probably should be wavered. We'll see.
Should be dead. Not in this game, boy.
3s with the Lycans.
And the Brewer Strength Lycans, aren't they? So everything
They
is
are.
screwed. 2s.
2s it is.
8, 10, 11.
11 from the first batch.
Are you rolling it again?
Ah, thank you, mate. Thank you, mate.
I'm not even putting the dice out. I want you to double one it again.
Yeah, again. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 more.
22, so double ones. Don't bother rolling the rest of the dice. Again. More chariots boomed. Not boomed, it's not boomers, but you know, hey. Chariots gone. Take them off. So.
I'm going to overrun.
That's both
the
chariots
character.
gone, which always happens.
Here goes 3, which allows me to pivot the other guys.
Nice! Oh dear. It's Pain Town. Okay. And a turn 2. Not looking good for the elves, but it really looks good for elves. There you go.
Okay, so turn 3 for the elves. Things are looking a little bit desperate, but you know, there's still stuff we can do. We've got regen on all 3 of the units that have been hit. In fact, the one with the 29 wounds has got 29 regen rolls, so that's something. And I've got some heals, so let's see what we can do. So the Dracons took the flank of the chariots. They need to get rid of them. Couldn't hit the Stampede, unfortunately, because there was too much blocking it from the chariots. And there's no way the Palace Guard on their own could have wiped them out. Could have waited. I was thinking about that. If I'd waited, like gone out to the flank, it's possible. Anyway, by this point, I think I was just trying to conserve things. So this Standard Bearer then moved up, and the plan was to block. So the werewolves, they're nimble, but the way I'd positioned the Standard Bearer meant that there was no room for the werewolves to get into the rear of the Dracons directly on the right-hand side, and they couldn't also fit past the houses on the left-hand side. So they would have to charge my Standard Bearer, and then roll a 4 on the overrun if they killed him. So that kind of protected, just in case the Dracons bounce. But even if the Dracons didn't bounce, I could then, you know, turn them 180 and go, because there's nothing else that could hit them from the back. Because, well, these guys went in front, didn't have anything else to do. Let's get it backed up a bit, maybe. You know, when you go through these battle reports afterwards, you kind of think, there is so much more I could have done. But hey, there you go. And the Tall Spears went into the Stampede. And these walking corpses of 29 wounds, double wand, Palace Guard, the better target to attack here is definitely the Avatar, because I needed to take his fly away. Because otherwise he could fly over and do all sorts of nasty things. So I ignored the chariots, accepted my fate, and went into the Avatar. And that's all of my units. So that is... oh, no, one more. There you go. So the Dragon King Lord, there was other stuff I could do. So I could have flown over to protect a little bit, but actually that rally 2 is quite annoying. Triple attacks onto a war machine, there was almost guaranteed I would destroy it. So that's what I did. I went into it on the understanding I would destroy it, and then I could turn around, because I'm going to take a charge probably from the Eagles next turn. But with an overrun, I might get out of that charge range as well. So there is stuff I could do there. So I thought I'd get rid of that rather than just taking another charge into the other flank of the chariots. It'd be mad, wouldn't it? And I couldn't see anything else. What else could I have done? I could have hopped over it, turned around, and fireballed the druid and hid behind the Avatar. Might have been a better plan. Yeah, wow. That's why I do these battle reports, so I can learn from them. So cool, that was the end of my turn 3 movement.
Ready? Oh, I didn't do regen. Haha! Let's get that on camera that I didn't do regen. I'm doing it now. Okay, regen on Tall Spears. 1.
There you go.
Regen on Palace Guard. 5.
Yep.
So 10 down to 5 is 5. I can count. 29 regen on this Palace Guard. Sorry. It's not funny. It's quite funny. Shit. Okay. 29 regen.
You deserve none.
Yeah, well, I've nearly got none, so don't worry about it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. 20, they're down to 24. Just remember 24. I'm not bothering putting the fucking dice. They're down to double ones. 24. Really? With that much regen? Screw you. Alright, let's heal the Palace Guard.
Heal them with a really good roll. You can get down to 120.
Heal Paliscar. No, what are they called? Tall Spears. Elite. Jesus. Can we swap dice? That's 4 off.
You healed 4.
So down to 4.
That's half. That's perfectly average if you didn't have elite. So just assume you didn't have elite.
I always have elites. Alright. We're going to Bane Chant. What's the point? And I've messed up my measurement. I was so clever in my movement with this dude to stop you. So, do you want to just... so I thought this was clever. So, I put my standard bearer here so that if I fail and bounce here, he can't fit in the back by nimbling here, and he can't fit through this gap. So he has to attack standard bearer and get over on 4. Same actually as if I kill them and in turn. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Yep, unless these pivot in any way, shape or form.
However, I've now out of 12 to Bane Chant them. So we'll just Bane Chant the Palace Guard, I guess. So that's still the same. Bane Chant. Well, a double 6. Well, that's typical. Alright, so let's do this one then. There's no shooting as such because everyone's dead. So 36
Yep.
in the flank.
Yep.
Let's roll some of these as well. $36 on 3s and 2s. Elites. One more. Okay. All right.
Another red 2.
Thank you. Oh, that was their damage. That's why I don't roll damage dice normally. And then 2s. That's a roll that, like you. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 25.
There's a red 1 in there, so it's 24. But it doesn't really matter.
Thank you. 24 and then 12 from the Palace Guard.
Yeah, do you want to roll the dice first? Double 1 them and then see if it matters.
So 1 twice or once?
Yeah, twice.
Why? Oh, is it 9 inches, isn't it though?
No, 6 inches.
Oh god, no, I'm thinking this is the unit we're damaging, it's not. Double 1 twice. So they're gone.
They're gone!
Boom! Sound effects.
Snap your spear off.
Please don't.
Well, that's what you get for killing a unit.
Well, maybe,
I'll just
you know,
delete yours.
Life, innit?
And that's it, isn't it? You don't need to fight anymore, do you?
Yeah. So let's turn these around like that. So same thing applies. You can't charge me. Because you can't fit there. You have to go through the thing there. Okay? Do you agree?
I haven't measured it up yet since you moved him to pivot to look at them. And you've changed the angle. So, we'll find out in my turn.
Yeah. Nice try. But yeah. Yeah. And they won't fit. Oh, they will fit there. Unless I do. Me. Like that.
Okay.
There's nothing flying apart from your avatar that can reach right now. I just put my dragons a little bit out of. That's all right. Okay. Palace Guard. Now, I don't want to get flanked by a beast pack.
Stampede.
Stampede. I can overrun.
You can.
I need to overrun 1, but I can get flanked by these guys then.
Yep.
So I need to overrun at least a 5 to get out of the up to here.
Probably.
I'd have to get a 5. Which is not very likely. But if I turn, you can rear charge me. Oh, you can't because your base isn't wide enough, is it? You can't do a pivot and move if you're 1 inch away, right?
I can.
These ones you can.
Yeah, as long as I go in a straight line and you're here. So, as you're over, as long as my unit leader point can see you and you're lying in my arc, which you currently are, then I'd just be able to go sideways and get a flank.
What do you do? I don't know what to do.
I don't know.
I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to turn like so. There you go. And now you're in my rear, so you can't charge me because there's no room. If I do it like that, even if I bounce, and they're in my front, so they have to go in my front. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. Right, tall spears. So which is 30, and they've got the brew of sharpness, so on 3s, and they've got no crushing, so 3s and 4s. Elite, not really Oh, that was one. Ha ha. Nice. That's a lot of threes. Okay.
Yep.
Fours.
Yep, you should on average get about 4 of these.
on my averages, yeah. Fours. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10.
10.
6, 8, 10. What's their nerve?
Near the rock, their nerve is 2022, I believe.
Jesus. Oh, why didn't I do the rock first?
Well, because you're a dick.
Because I'm a dick.
Say I'm a dick.
I'm a dick.
There you go.
I'm so upset. And I've rolled a 4.
It wouldn't have made any difference, would it? So there you go.
Alright, dragon on the rock.
It literally mattered not.
Mattered not a whit. Okay, dragon on the rock is 20 on... Whoops, I've killed a house.
Triple attacks.
Triple attacks. It's 30 on 3s and... What's it? Defense 4? 3s and 2s.
Defense 6.
3s and 4. 3s and 3s.
Defense 6 or defense 5?
It's quite important. Look at them double phoning.
Yeah.
Right, I'm going to roll it while you're doing that because I know it is 3s. It's a lot of 2s.
Defense 5 dash 18.
Alright, so it's 2s. That's all the hits.
Yep.
And 2s. I'm going to burn these dice. Alright.
That's fine.
2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 19.
There you go. Double ones twice. There you go.
Well, would you look at that?
On the plus side, you're probably going to ground my avatar with this combat. The eagles aren't going to touch you.
A rear charge from eagles?
Yeah, just back up a bit. Back up a bit. That's fine.
They won't fit. They might fit. They will fit.
Oh, I get to move them first anyway, don't I?
I'm going to kill him. Oh no, I haven't attacked him.
No, you haven't.
Oh!
Game of double ones, you see.
Oh, okay, anyway, right. Palace Guard.
You didn't mind it when I double one,
No,
did you?
no.
You're fine with it then.
It's the worst rule in the
Yeah,
game.
it's like, oh, I love that. It's a bit of jeopardy in it. You never know what's going to happen. And then it's me, like, oh Jesus, I hate this.
Alright, 3s and 4s.
3s and 4s. There they go. Look at them.
Oh, and 3s. Oh. Alright, 4s. That's 5.
5, but
He's
some
up
to 6.
Where's he? Where's he?
Dash 18, I believe.
Yeah.
I will double check. Where are you? You're dash 19.
Oh. Well.
I resolve back then.
Just gonna bounce off you there.
Yeah.
There we go. You can kill me next turn. Have fun. Did some damage. Can't fly. That's it. That's the end of my turn 3. Yeah.
You're good.
No, not particularly. Right. It's your turn 3.
Alright, turn 3 for the herd. So, on the left-hand side, the Lycans took the only charge they could take, which was into the standard bearer. And then, remember just now when I confidently said in the video, I'll turn the Palace Guard like this so you're in my rear. But I didn't check. And the Stampede was not in his rear, it was in the flank. Oh no, hang on. What happened first? Oh yeah. The melee hero went into the flank of the Dragons just to ground them, stop them flying away. So there, yeah. So they were in the flank of the Palace Guard, not in the rear, because I didn't check the arc properly, which is another good lesson. Always check the arc. So they took that flank, unsurprisingly. And then these chariots on the right hand side turned to give the eagles room to fly in and rear-charge the dragon, who had so unjustly, I mean, it's fine when the rules are against me, but you know, what a crazy game. So I took into the rear of the dragon. The Avatar decided to finish off the Palace Guard, who should have died last turn. And the dog simply moved onto this objective to hold it. So both dogs now holding an objective. Even if somehow, against miracle of all miracles, anything in the middle survives. So yeah, that's the herd turn 3.
Alright, it's crunch time. Which one are we doing first?
The dragon, I think. Try and get the inspiring this side gone.
This is the rear charge on my dragon. Ba, 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 ba. So happy about that.
We're going to Bane chant the eagles first, or attempt to.
Just don't. Just don't Bane chant them. How about that?
I think I just will.
Oh, fair enough. Crushing 3 now, yeah? Oh,
Yeah,
crush
correct.
1, thunderous 2, yeah?
Yeah.
Fuck you.
So 4s and 2s. So first batch of 18. Oh, well, they rear. So 4s.
Well, then 1s. Jesus, that's bad.
It is. 2s. 3 wounds.
3 wins, he's up to 5 now.
Second batch.
Okay. Ah! The dragon's just fallen over, FYI.
That's premonition, that is.
Yeah! It's not a surprise to anyone.
8 more.
So 8 and 5 is maths, 13.
Third batch. Comes into average the garbage. First batch.
Oof. Lots of 1s. No, I said lots of 1s. Not 1, 1.
2, 4, 6, 8, 10 more.
23. Alright, he's double 1s. And again. That's double 2.
Thank God for that.
Dragon
Goodbye, dragon.
Gone.
But your channel is Death of Dragons, isn't it?
It's Death by Dragons.
Oh, Death by Dragons.
Thank you for watching.
Yeah, I thought it was Death of Dragons.
Yeah, well, it is now Death of Dragons. I'm going to change the name. You suck, by the way. Alright.
Did you want me to roll or just double one the unit that the avatar's got into?
Double 1.
Oh, I can roll for damage afterwards if need be.
Twice. Nope.
Nope.
Ah! I killed the house again. Thank you. At this point, I'm not feeling terribly positive about this battle. I don't know about you.
Oh, I'm feeling fairly positive.
Yeah, well, yeah.
You see, that's the difference between us. See, you're a pessimist and I'm an optimist. It's the same battle and we both view it completely differently.
Yeah. This is just destruction. I'm not going to be able to sit down for a week. Stupid elves. Overpowered elves with blizzard. Am I right? What's this? 30.
I think normally for Blizzard to work, you need to not suicide your dragon and get him killed.
Suicide! To be clear, this is now a stampede. 60.
That's a rock, that is. It's called the rock. So, you go into that, you're going to bounce, aren't you? You're trying to kill an actual rock.
Roll the dice.
So this twice. 4s and 2s.
Why are we even rolling?
I don't have to if you don't want to.
Let's roll the first one, see how many you get.
You know what Nick says. Always roll.
And Nick says always roll. When you're on the clock.
And just because actually, dice do funny things. It's 2s, isn't it? 3, 6, 9.
9 to their 5, so they're currently up to 14 on a 15-17.
Yep.
Second batch. I could put the green lady somewhere sensible, like behind the dragon. Anyway. This the damage?
Yeah.
Alright, double 1s.
13.
Oof, I think.
Queen Lady.
Yeah. Nope. Another unit gone. Can't regen that shit, let me tell you. Broken it.
Go with the Lycans next.
May have had my finger over the microphone the entire time I was filming. We'll find out. That would make this a rather difficult battle report to do.
You'll be able to muffle here though.
I did muffle. Comes down to I'm fucked. On
So
turn 3.
against the individual 3s. Oh dear lord. 2s. 2, 4, 6, 7.
I don't know what it is. Is it an 8, 10 or a 9, 11?
There it is again.
Oh, what is happening to the world?
It doesn't matter because
Yeah, everything's
Barrack Alarm's going to kill you in the flank now. 3s with a single re-roll from the blade. That goes round the corner and it's a miss anyway. It stays a miss. 2s. He does 3 wounds.
3 wounds to the Dracons.
Yeah, they're gone. That's it.
They're doomed. Yeah, fine. Okay, so we now have a battlefield with not much left on it that is Elvish, but a little bit. Interesting. Turn 4.
Interesting, I said. Interesting. Weeping internally. Okay. So, my turn 4. So I move the standard bearer out of the way, allowing the Dracons to go into the Lycans. And then I had a choice with the Tall Spears because, well, the Chariots couldn't charge me next turn, but he has 2 flying units that could. So I could have neutralised one of those flying units, but that would have allowed the Stampede to go into my Dracons next turn, assuming I wiped the Lycans, right? And realistically, I'm not going to survive a Stampede. They're just not. They're just not going to survive. What could I have done? I could have put... Yeah, see, even if I put one of the foot characters in front of the Stampede to stop that, and then neutralise one of the flyers, the other flyer would be able to kill... I love going back over the... Honestly, it's the most interesting. It's the best learning for me because, thinking about it now, let's say I put the Green Lady in front of the Stampede. She's more likely to survive that. Which means that he would have had to send one of the flyers over to kill the Dracon. So I could have, because the less powerful flyer is, realistically, it's the Avatar. So if I'd have put the Tall Spears into the flyers, into the Eagles, put the Green Lady in front of the Stampede, assuming that the Dracons killed the Lycans, I would have then just had to take a front from the Avatar, which might have meant it lasted a bit longer. But anyway, I didn't. What I did was I moved the Green Lady very specifically so she would be behind. Yeah, I don't think I used the Green Lady well at all this battle. She's super tough. Anyway. And then I went into the flank of the Stampede to really wipe them out. They already had 10 wounds, so they were going to die. There you go. There you go. Anyway, that's what I did. Let's see what happens next. Yeah, okay.
Yeah? Yeah. All is not lost. It's totally lost. So let's Bane chant the Tall Spears. Come on, you fuckers. What? Dude, you need to sort out your life. Okay, I didn't regen. Can I do it again? This is completely illegal.
I'll be kind and remind you that you've got a leap on your Bane chant as well.
Oh, yeah, boy.
I'll remind you that you got a leap. It's too late to re-roll it.
No, it's not. It's not. It's a friendly game for the internet.
Go on and re-roll it. Fail again.
I did.
Oh, did you?
I got 5.
Yeah. So you say.
Alright, let's do... There's only 2 units left.
Yeah, so we got the Green Lady moved over there. Tall Spears and your Dracons.
Alright, let's do the Dracons.
Yeah, got to fail with these guys first.
Yeah. So 18 on 3s and 2s. Into these knobs. Let's go. It's yours. Oh, that's a lot of 1s. And a lot of 2s. These dice are not behaving. Look at that shite. 2s.
2s. Need 6 ones there as well.
I mentioned they've got vicious, right?
No. 2 more ones. That's it. That's what we want to see.
2, 4, 6, 7.
7.
Bad news. What are they?
15, 17. So you need it.
10. Twice.
Get some dice over here. Just carry the camera with me. 10 twice. Here we go.
That's a 7.
That's a 7. They're not even wavered, mate. They like that.
It's the end of the game. That was bad. That was particularly poor. Right, Tall Spears in the flank of the dudes.
Yeah, go on. Go on. Same again.
Same again. 60 attacks on 3s and 3s. They've already got 10 damage.
Yep.
All right. Is that your stomach?
Yeah, probably.
Is it lunchtime? Is it dinner time? All right.
I've cooked breakfast as well.
That was a 2. There we go.
Lots of
Freeze.
food, mate. Oh, look at that. That's what I like to see.
I just turned it over, but it was already a 3. Trust me.
Okay, yeah.
I'll leave it
The
at
people
6.
at home know because they've just watched it. They can pause and rewind and see that you're cheating again.
Grant Alexander, if you'd like to tell me that I'm cheating again, as you frequently do, that would be great. Thank you.
Do you know why?
2, 4, 6, 8,
'Cause
10,
yours
12, 14, 16, 17. Right, let's roll the once, twice. Alright. Beast, what are they called? Stampede. Dead! I've killed something, mummy.
Technically, they ran off, I think.
Yeah.
They're fine. They're fine in the day.
They're so scared. And then we pre-measured this. What? Your camera works terrible. Pre-measured this so
right.
these guys will turn like the yay.
So spin on the spot and the green lady is perfectly situated.
Such is my skill. No actual skill was involved in this game. Okay.
And she just gets weird by
She can't. They can't see.
Barack Obama.
Yeah, well, fine. I'd rather reared by Barack Obama than by these guys. But that's the end of my turn 4, which is a shambles. Over to you, mate.
I feel I'm being very positive about this battle. So, Lycans went into Dracons, since I failed to do anything, as did his melee hero. I put the arrow, but he brought his Bane Chanter down just to make sure. And then the Eagles went into the Tall Spears. The Avatar didn't go in, he just came round. He didn't really need to. He just needs to be there to offer threat, so he offers threat from 3 directions in the next turn, and then the Chariot's turn to offer that 3rd threat. So, you know, the Dracon's very likely to die now, especially if a Bane Chant goes off, which it more than likely will with 3 dice. We're leaving the Tall Spears with a rear no matter which way they turn. Yeah, that was that's Herd's turn 4 movement, or as Alex called it, wrapping up.
Alright, so this is the deciding roll now. You want to roll your Bane Chant?
Yeah, I'm going to shoot at the BSB with the chariots. Hitting on 7s.
You moved, and it's the cover from what?
He's an individual.
Oh,
Moves an individual.
Yeah, you with the
So-
rules.
6s, no, that's fine. Bane Chant on the Lycans. Yep.
Oof. So 3s and 2s.
3s and 2s.
That's a good amount.
Perfectly average. That helps.
That is a very good amount.
Yeah, 12.
So they're up to 15.
Barack Obama inside. 3s with a single reroll. Doesn't need it. 2s.
2.
2.
So up to
17.
So it's a 1. Twice.
Once.
Blam! Dracon's wasted. Take him out.
Death of Dragons again.
Death of dragons. Not by dragons. We fucked. Say goodbye. Say goodbye. You suck.
And then we'll roll the Eagles on the spells. No Bane Chant over here. You've got Phalanx, so 4s and 4s. So, not going to do much. Especially not with that roll. But they're not there to do the damage.
5.
5 more.
Takes them up to 8.
That's fine. I bounce your turn 5.
My turn 5, which I'm not going to take because let's evaluate the battlefield at this stage, shall we? Over here we have a standard bearer, who by the way was the last figure left alive when I last played Richard. With
Yep.
these exact armies. And I have a unit of Tall Spears here who currently has Lycans in the rear, Eagles in the front, Chariots in the front, Avatar in the flank.
Yep. If you pop the Eagles, you could face up, but you're getting recharged by something. And Beast Pack have got an objective. Beast Pack have got an objective. Currently, Chariots have got an objective. So,
I want you to know that I've got my sad face on. Alright, so we're done. We're done at the end of turn 4. Look how happy this man is. So, yeah, it's pretty much a repeat of the last time we played, but slightly shorter. Your thoughts? What could I have done differently?
Yeah, your chariots were a little isolated. Obviously, you've got lots of fast stuff with no chaff on the flanks. So
Yeah.
beast packs move up. You then got the option of charging them.
Yeah.
And then I've got the advantage on the flanks.
Yeah.
Your stuff in the middle is very resilient, but I can leave it until late game.
Yeah.
You got really unlucky with the double one on the dragon, so your most versatile
That was
piece.
bad. As long as I've got a dragon left, then the game's not over. But you know, it happens. You had a double one on your
Yeah,
unit,
I think
so...
if I hadn't got a double one over there, then obviously the Avatar and the Eagles would have been freed up a turn earlier.
Yeah.
So they probably
But
would
I
have...
mean, so my plan was to deploy the flyers together, but obviously I just went, I'm going to do something different now. And also the way that the battlefield was laid out with the houses over this side, I couldn't deploy both chariots in a unit, which is what I would like normally to do to have them together because it provides more flexibility. But you know, it is what it is. There was some hilarious rolling. Yeah, good game. Let's shake hands like people do. It was a good game. Yeah, good time. Anyway, that's the end of that shambles. Another display of my expert Elvish play. The UK's #1 expert on Elves.
And your first video?
And the first video of me and my actual face.
First of many.
And sad that you had to be in it, but you know, next time. You know. Cool. No, thanks for watching. See you next time on Death by Dragons. Dramatic pose. Dramatic pose.
All right. So, unsurprisingly, a resignation and a herd victory. Congratulations to Richard. Very well played. Really interesting watching this back. Our analysis at the end of the match was, oh yeah, it was deployment, it was this, but actually going back through it, there were so many opportunities I didn't take, and that's the reason I do this. You know, it's really interesting to analyse what I've done and see where I could be better. Shout out to Richard and shout out to the Celestial Forge. Really nice guys. So Richard and Stefan. Stefan is the boss, to be clear, not Richard. Stefan. They're really nice guys, as well as providing a good place to play in the Midlands. They also run events. I'll put a link to their Facebook in the description below. They're also a professional painting service, so if you want some minis painted, shout them out, get in contact and they'll be happy to help you. Yeah, so I really hope you enjoyed this different style of battle report. Let me know what you thought, either in the comments or whatever. I hope you liked it. If you don't like it, then I'll go back to doing. Honestly, it's much easier to do it this way when it comes to editing, but there you go, that's just me. Yeah, let me know what you thought. And thanks for watching. We'll see you next time on Death by Dragons!